met Ray at the local lifesaving club, actually, down at Sandringham. And he worked at the SEC as a toolmaker with Lindsay Urquhart. And Lindsay's raced as long as I could remember. And Ray started to passenger for Lindsay. And then when Lindsay decided he wanted to go overseas, that's when Ray was going, and I sort of said, can I come? And so I went over with them. Oh yeah, my uncle told me that nice girls didn't go overseas with their boyfriends because we went by boat. He was passengering for Lindsay, and Lindsay only stayed over 12 months. Ray didn't have his fare to come home to Australia. I did, but he didn't. So we stayed there, got married, and then he decided he was going to get a bike, and he enjoyed being on the continent racing. So he decided to build himself up a bike and go back racing for it turned out for nearly 3 years. We bought a Bedford Dormerville van, which was new, and a Manx. Of course, Ray made the outfit. The outfit came off and went on the roof to travel, and he did out the van, and we had a very narrow bed that used to fold up, and there was a little cupboard in there and a water tank and a gas bottle, and the bike slipped in beside it. So we could actually sleep in the van while we were travelling, fold the front seat down, then fold the bed down. So we virtually lived in the van, and the bike could stay in the van while we travelled. If you got a passenger in, you had to pay them. A wife didn't get paid. Jumped on the chair and tried and told what to do. You know, hang out for a left-hander and jump over the back for the right-hander. That was about it. Remember it as clearly as anything. Silverstone, I don't know whether it was a special race. I think it was just a normal race. It wasn't any big race. It was just it was probably the first race of the season, if the truth be known. The first race of the English season over there, and came off on a right-hand bend. We had both the van and the motorbike on hire purchase, which I shudder to think of now, and we were able to pay them off and live on our racing. In the winter, we would write away to the organisers and discuss money and tell them what you wanted as appearance money, and they would write back, and they'd either accept what you wanted or they wouldn't, but mostly they'd accept you because they liked Australians. There were a couple of countries where you couldn't get in. It was a bit of a closed shop. Czechoslovakia was one. We could never get into Spain either for some reason. John Tickle always used to go into Spain, but we could never get into Spain. I don't know why they didn't want us down there. But usually we had no problem having a full calendar. And if you raced every week, it was pretty hard because you did a lot of travelling in between, and you had to get there in time for practice, of course, so you didn't really want to race every week. Katie Tickle. And the East German girl, and I don't know her name, and Claude Lambert's wife. And Claude Lambert's wife got killed at the Isle of Man. And only once in all the time we were racing did the four of us ever race in one race. We just never got together as four women racing, and that was in East Germany because the East German lady couldn't come out from behind the Iron Curtain. You know, they'd come and meet you at the border with machine guns on their hips, and they were very strict with the passports. And in East Germany, you could only go, there were 3 stamps on your passport: your entry, your destination and your exit. You were not allowed in any other towns or cities excepting those 3 places. But we used to sneak off the Autobahn and help some East Germans that were still racing in the West, but they weren't allowed to go back into East Germany. So we used to go in and see their families and take stuff to them, but we'd do it at night when hopefully we weren't going to get caught. When I think of it now, it was really an exciting time in my life.